Welcome back to Dynamics. Okay, here's my last movie review for the day. Although I don't know if I'm going to post them all on the same day, but either way, I'm recording them the same day. That's why I'm wearing the same shirt. So my last movie review for the day is first we had Knock at the Cabin, which was amazing. Then we had Fear, which was very mid, and in between those two movies, we have Infinity Pool. Infinity Pool is also a horror movie, a crime mystery movie as well is what it's being labeled as here. Um, there's a big name in Alexander Skarsgård as the main character. Um, a name that's gaining a lot of steam, especially in horror movies. Maya Goth, she's been impressing me in the last couple of movies I've seen her in, and I'm enjoying her take on acting. Basically, she's kind of got her own thing going, and I appreciate that. She did a really good job in the movie. Then you have Cleopatra Coleman, who I was surprised to see in the movie. She did a really good job. She's not quite one of the main characters, but she's the wife of Alexander Skarsgård, and is in the movie a good deal, and she does a good job. Um, let's see, am I able to figure out which one of these guys was the husband of Maya Goth? Let's see, who plays her husband? I'm not sure based on this. That's funny. Maybe he's not. Is it Jeff Ricketts? No, that's not her husband. Anyways, um, I guess her husband doesn't. The character of her husband is like one of the main characters in the movie, and I guess he doesn't rate in these in the listing of actors on IMDb, which is where I'm pulling this from. Let's see. Does it say no? He's not listed in that. Um, So we have Maya Goth is Gabby Bauer, and so I'm assuming his last name will be Bauer. So let me see if I can find him real quick. Sorry, I'm taking you on this. Okay, it's Albin Bauer, played by Jalil Lespert, who I'm assuming is an actor from another country. He looks like um, is he French? Yeah, it does look like he is French. He plays a Frenchman in the movie. He does a good job, and so I would be surprised that yeah, it looks like he's been in some French movies and some other stuff. Um, okay, so that's who her husband is. It's um, Jalil Lespert. Lespert. Oh, he's a director, writer, and actor. I wonder if he had any part in this movie as far as directing or acting. No, this is a Brandon Cronenberg movie, both written and directed. Okay. Anyways, he does a really good job in the movie, so that's why I was kind of like surprised that he wasn't listed there at first. Um, and then yeah, so basically, here's the concept of the movie. Um, this couple, Alexander Skarsgård and Cleopatra Coleman, play James Foster and M. Foster. Um, James is a author, kind of. We'll get into that a little bit. M. Foster is his wife. I think she was born into money because she's the wealthy one of the two. I'm assuming she has a career, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I don't know if that they even mentioned it. Anyways, so that's the main couple. And they're vacationing in this nondescript, I'm assuming, European country. I don't know that it's an actual country or just like a stage. Let's see, a fictional island of La Tolca. So it's an island, um, an all-inclusive beach vacation in this place, right? And so the resort is on this island where the island is struggling and everybody's really poor, but the resort, is where all the rich and famous people from around the world go to vacation. And so it's this contrast between what's going on the island versus what's going on in the resort. But excuse me, sorry. But they're going on vacation. They're trying to rekindle their romance, and he's trying to get he's trying to get motivation to be able to write again. because he hasn't really written anything since his last book, and it didn't do as well as he was hoping, which is where that whole he's kind of an author thing comes into play. He's not a he's not a great author apparently. Um, and so let me go ahead and pause real quick so I can really cough. Okay, so he has written a book. He's been published. It's not successful. He's being supported by his wife. They go on this vacation to try to rekindle their romance and to give him motivation to write again. They run into the other couple that is Maya Goth and her husband. Um, the characters' names again are um, um, Gabby Bauer and Mr. Bauer, Albin Bauer. Okay, there we go. And so they start hanging out together, spending time together. She pretends you don't know it's pretending at first, but she pretends to be a fan of his work. She does know his book, but but she pretends that she's a huge fan. Um, Gets them to go, out in to leave the resort and go to a beach that's just on somewhere on the island. And they get drunk, and there's this really awkward scene, which Maya Goth is really good at awkward scenes, where she does something to the husband, to Alexander Skarsgård, that I won't go into great detail here about, um, but it would be considered infidelity. And then, but they're really drunk, and the husband was driving, but he's so drunk that James Foster, Alexander Skarsgård's character, says he'll drive. So on the way home, the lights flicker, and he's kind of drunk, and he's not paying attention because he's trying to get the lights to work on the headlights to work on his car, and he hits somebody who's crossing the road and kills them, which then starts this whole process of them trying to get out of it, to get it to not get in trouble, but the police immediately know it's him and they take him in. And so this is where really the spoilers start. I mean, I've kind of like given away what you see in the trailer at this point. So what ends up happening is they can make a duplicate on this island. So if you commit a crime and you're rich and powerful, they can make a duplicate of you so that you're punished, but you're not punished. Your duplicate is punished, um, and then you can go on with your life, um, and uh, and so then they find out that there's this whole group of people who have been doing this, and they do it regularly, so they can get away, so they can do these awful, terrible, hedonistic type things, and then their duplicates get punished, and then they can continue on, and it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. It's a Cronenberg movie. Some body horror type stuff, some dark and twisty things happen, and um, the husband and wife, Alexander Skarsgård and um, um, Cleopatra Coleman, end up separating. They go their separate ways. She leaves them there, and it just goes downhill from there. And a bunch of crazy stuff happens. I don't want to get into too many details, but a bunch of crazy stuff happens, and the movie sort of has a kind of a twist at the end there that I'm not going to spoil for you. But suffice to say, I really enjoyed the performances of Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth. The movie was done well, twisty, a very dark horror movie. You get a little bit of that foreboding feeling, a little bit of the gore, if you're into that sort of thing, violence, um, some graphic sex scenes. So keep that in mind too. Very graphic sex scenes, and so yeah, yeah. So if you're into that sort of thing, if you like those like really twisted movies, definitely check this movie out. It's not for everybody. I really enjoyed it, but it's not for everybody. So definitely, um, don't watch this in front of the kids, as it were. And if you're into that sort of thing, then give it a try. All right, everybody. Hopefully you liked the review. That movie was Infinity Pool. It just came out recently. You may still be able to catch it in theaters. If not, watch it on streaming. All right, everybody. Take care. Have a good day.